Hi, today we're going to be looking at our curriculum picks for the 2022 to 2023 school year for my fifth grader. So stay tuned. Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Sarah and we are a homeschooling family. We have 4 kids from the ages of 9 to 3, and I am just delighted that you are here today, and I am so thrilled that you are a homeschooler or are interested in homeschooling because it is amazing. And not to say that we don't have hard days, but homeschooling is really a blessing, and I am learning that more and more as things get crazier out in the world. So I am excited that you're here today. If you have seen any of my other curriculum pick videos, then you know that I have what I like to call curriculum FOMO. And so every year I end up watching other YouTubers' videos and I'm like, oh, look at that curriculum. That looks way cooler than what we're using. I gotta try that. And so it never fails. Every year I end up going back to like reinvent the wheel and look at every different type of curriculum that's out there and comparing them all and trying to find what's going to be awesome for us the next year. So this year I was kind of proud of myself. We are sticking with a few things, but we also have some new curriculums coming up, so I'm excited to show those to you. The first subject we'll touch on is English. This is for my soon-to-be 5th grader, my 9-year-old oldest son. He has been doing the Ron Paul curriculum for some subjects for the last 2 years. So if you haven't seen that curriculum before, go check it out. If you are a freedom-loving American, you will love this program. And it's a video-based curriculum, which is what I was really desperate for last year. I was starting to feel really overwhelmed, having 4 kids now and feeling like, wow, how am I gonna teach the older 3 and chase after my toddler? There are a ton of other amazing homeschooling families that are on YouTube that you can watch their day in the life videos. If you also feel that stress and that worry, they really help give you some great tips and ideas on how to put those fears at ease. And I'm hoping to make some more of those videos this year as well. But anyways, all to say that the Ron Paul curriculum really we discovered that at the right time. It was a need that we had. He did English with them last year, and the English course includes English, language, arts and grammar, vocabulary, reading, and writing. The 3rd grade course did include spelling, but 4th grade did not. And so it's a different teacher for the different courses. And so the 3rd grade English teacher is different from the 4th and 5th grade teacher. The 4th and 5th grade teacher is the same. So I'm assuming that spelling is also not a part of the English course this year. So in addition to Ron Paul, we got a spelling curriculum, and I'll show that to you in a second. But furthermore, I need to do a full-on review video of the Ron Paul curriculum. But so far, we really like it. The way that it works is it's typically like an 8-minute average video for the English course. And it's just a slideshow that the teacher has created that they're talking over. And underneath the video is a link to the book that you're supposed to be reading. And of course you could go to the library and rent it out. But that link pulls up like a PDF version of the book that they can read on their computer, or they could print out a little bit every day and read it that way. Then there's a link to another PDF, which is their language arts worksheet for the day. Every 5th day is a review day, and that's when they get a writing assignment. They do 1 new vocabulary word every day, and they've got to write a sentence with that vocabulary word every day. We've really enjoyed this workflow. I got my son involved this year and asked him, what do you like about the curriculums we're using? What do you not like? Do you want to keep using these? Trying to get a little buy-in. You know, if he had a hand in the decision making, then maybe he will complain a little less when there are hard days, right? That's the hope. So he's really enjoyed it. So we are going to continue with the Ron Paul curriculum for the English class for his 5th grade year. And then in addition to that, we got a new, brand new to us, spelling curriculum, which is called Sequential spelling, level 3. I am really intrigued by this. I saw another YouTuber give a review about this curriculum and I was really into it. So they use word families, which I'm really preferential to, and it's set up for like a 4-day school week. And with the word, you're kind of starting with the root word, and then each day you're adding on to that word. So for example, trespass, trespasses, trespassed, and trespassers. So you're learning the root word and then how to add on to it. You're learning the different variations of that word. And I find that really interesting. So I am excited about this curriculum. I'll let you know how we like it as we get into it, but this is what we're going to be using this year for him. Okay, for math, we have stuck with Matthew C from the get-go, and I think we will probably continue to stick with them. I do have family that has used Matthew C and they loved it all the way throughout, so big fan. That's also a video-based curriculum, which is I'm a fan of. It's great. You know, taking things off mama's plate is fantastic. So the way it works, if you haven't used it or seen it before, is it comes with a DVD, or you can even stream it on their website if you prefer, and then that way you've got lifetime access for all your kids. Then all you would have to buy is the workbook every year. You don't need the teacher's manual because the video is the teacher. Oh, so great. So they watch like a 3 to 5 minute long video. They're not very long, just one video per unit. It's not like they're having to watch it every day. So one time, and that teaches them the concept. Of course, if they needed to watch it again, they could, or you could reinforce those concepts with them. And then they've got a workbook, okay? And they'll do a worksheet. Now for my kids, we do math 3 times a week. So typically watching the lesson one day and doing a worksheet, and then have 2 other days that they do a worksheet for. What's great about homeschooling is that you can let your kids go at their own pace, right? You don't have to force them to move ahead when they're not ready, which is going to cause problems down the road, or you don't have to make them sit around and twiddle their thumbs if they're really great at a particular subject and want to move forward at lightning speed. I feel like my son was like that with math back in 3rd grade. He was like eating it up and going faster and faster and loved it. And then this past year, like, really slowed down. So he will be finishing up the Delta book from Matthew C in the beginning of his 5th grade year. And that book is mostly about division, single and multiple digit division. And then he'll be moving into Epsilon, which is about fractions. So we're excited about that. Okay, moving along. Science, let's talk about science. So last year, I discovered the holy grail of science curriculums. It's called Science Shepherd. If you have not heard of Science Shepherd, go check them out. Go to their website. I'll put these links in the description box below for you guys. But they're awesome. Also another video-based curriculum. Are you surprised? You're not. But it's great. The curriculum is coming from a biblical worldview on science. And last year, I told my son, you only need to do 2 science lessons a week. That's fine. And he just flew through the astronomy course. Not because it's easy. In fact, I was shocked at the facts that he could riddle off at me, things I've never heard before. It was not easy. But he loves space so much, so it was something that he was very interested in. Another reason I love homeschooling. If they are interested in something, they don't have to sit around and go through these other topics that they have no interest in, just because that is the way the curriculum lays it out. As their teacher, you can ask them, what are you interested in? And you can let them devour that subject. It's such a much better way to learn, and then they love to learn instead of grow to hate learning. So I love this. So he did astronomy, ate it up, loved it. I feel like he could debate a naturalist at this point, just from the astronomy course. Like legit. I'm really impressed with the course. So it's like a 3 to 5 minute video, and then they'll have a worksheet for each video. So each class is a video and a worksheet. Now we're going to be doing physical science. He actually asked for physics. This is not my kid, but it is my husband's kid. My husband is a super science nerd. But I'm thrilled about it. And then for history, he's going to be using the Ron Paul curriculum, which, like I said before, is a video-based curriculum. And it is a slideshow with a teacher narrating it. And I really like the teacher that they have for this level. I think he does a fantastic job. The course is about, let me read this to you. Let me see. This course resumes a study on the history of inventions starting around 1800 AD, where 4th grade history leaves off. It proceeds in chronological order up to the modern day, and it helps develop a sense of how inventions influenced history. So it definitely brings science into that as well, which I think is why my son loves it so much. But I love that he's learning about inventors and inventions. I want to spark that entrepreneurial spirit in him, and I think this is a great way to do it. So big fan of that class. And that's the bulk of our school. I've got two other things I'll show you that we're doing as well. We're gonna be doing some handwriting practice because, his handwriting needs some help. I don't know if it's just a boy thing or we just haven't practiced it enough. But that being said, I got the level 1 handwriting book from The Good and the Beautiful for him. And actually my 3rd grader and 1st grader are gonna be using this as well. You can look through the PDFs on the Good and the Beautiful website. You can look at sample pages of the different curriculum that they offer. And it just seemed like the level 1 was gonna be the most repetition for letters that I feel like he needs practice with. So give you a little view into this. You can see it. So we're gonna be doing that. This is kind of on me. It's one of those things that feels like it's not a huge necessity, so it ends up getting bumped a lot. But what I really wanna do is start our school day with just 5 minutes. Hey, you only have to write for 5 minutes. It's not that hard, right? Jedi mind trick them a little bit. And then for Bible class, we're gonna be using Veritas Press. We actually got this curriculum last year, and again, this is on me, we just haven't used it very much. It's a video-based curriculum. It's set up pretty cool. It's very interactive for the kids on the computer. They're clicking through it, they're answering questions on the screen, and it even has actors that are giving the stories and talking about things to them. So it's done really well. It's just on me that we haven't done it as much as I wanted to. We start our day every day at breakfast time with a little bit of Bible time. Usually it's my husband that's reading them some scripture or out of a devotion book, talk about it for a little bit and pray to start our day. And so I think because we do that, sometimes if the rest of our school takes so long, then I end up bumping the Bible curriculum, which is gonna be getting more in depth into Old Testament events. And then I saw this on someone else's video. I've forgotten who it is by now, I'm sorry. This is from the Daily Grace Company. Definitely check them out because they're having huge sales right now this spring. This was only $5. It's called My Scripture Workbook, and it has memory verses in there. Beside every memory verse is a blank page for them to copy it and write it on there. And as you know, copy work can be a great way to commit things to memory. So I love this. And also it's just great for me to have a whole set of memory verses already picked out. I'm hoping that this will help keep me accountable to having my kids memorize scripture because we have really slacked off this last year, which I don't like. So I'm excited about this. So yeah, check this out. $5 on sale. Hopefully it's still on sale. We also do piano lessons online. On YouTube, you can look up the Hoffman Academy and just do free lessons through his YouTube channel, or he also has a paid membership on his website where you can print out all the different music sheets and worksheets to go along with each lesson, and it'll keep track of where you are in the lessons. It's a pretty neat program he has set up. But if that isn't in your budget or you're just dipping your toes in, you can use his YouTube channel for free for your kids, and I think he does an excellent job teaching piano. So we do that as well for my 2 oldest, and then my 3rd child who will be going into 1st grade this year. He's also going to be starting it, so I'm excited about that. So yeah, that is everything. That sounds like a lot, I talked for a long time, but it's really not. My kids typically finish school by lunchtime. Now, sometimes that means lunchtime is a little bit late in order to make that happen, but typically we're finishing by lunchtime. So we start our day at 8, start school at 8:45, and finishing up around noon or a little bit after. So big fan of homeschooling. I feel like we can make our schedule and it really works with our lifestyle. So if you are new to homeschooling and you have questions, please feel free to write those in the comments below. This is an amazing homeschooling community here on YouTube. lots of families on here, so hopefully that would be a great place to meet some other homeschooling moms as well. So after watching this video, I've got another video for you about our other curriculum picks, so you can watch that next. And if you're new here, please consider hitting that subscribe button below and join us here every week. Thanks so much. Happy schooling.